You know, some of the most common injuries I get told all the time from sports therapists is really shoulder injuries, or people with bad posture due to over benching or over pressing heavy weights and not focusing on posterior chain work or even warming up. You know, when you're pressing the shoulder joints and joint stabilizer joints around that are just so sensitive that when you're overloading big presses, you're just really, a lot of times you're asking for an injury at some point. It's one thing in my training I've always done now, especially, that ensure that I've focused on time and warm-ups to ensure that, you know, I detract away from any potential injuries. So to kick things off, I've devised 3 exercises or warm-ups, if you want to call them that you should be performing before a pressing exercise or a press day. These do not require much equipment. In fact, you can use a vast array of different things to perform these with, but I assume if you're in a gym, you're going to have access to all these anyway. Put these down to 3 very important categories of exercises. The first one we're going to be doing is just a simple movement exercise. This is going to be more for flexibility purposes. The second one we're going to be doing is an injury prevention. This is going to be targeting the infraspinatus, more specifically the rotator cuff. And then lastly, it's going to be an exercise specifically warming up the rear delts. But I'll explain what the thinking is behind each one of these. Of course, before I continue with this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below if you can. Much appreciated. Okay, the first thing is shoulder rotation. So the shoulder joint is one of the most vastly multivariant joints in the body. It's the only joint in the body that can do so much in terms of full 360 rotations inwards and outwards. So because the joint can do that, it's very susceptible to injuries. So first things first, because when you're going to be pressing, be it overhead or if it's going to be out in front of you, the shoulders are going to be the main component here, one of the main joints in work. So very simple. As soon as you walk, I'm going to pretend to walk, and this is the gym. As soon as you walk into the gym and acquire your bench, or if you don't acquire a bench and you need to wait a second, this is when you want to be doing this stuff. So simple shoulder rotations. So we're going to take this and we're going to just rotate it. I like to do about 20 times. Now, I don't want you to do this like some sort of maniac. Just controlled. Allow the shoulder to take the full rotation. Okay? About 20 times in each arm, clockwise. And then you're going to reverse. And you're going to do about 20 in this one. Now, depending on your age, you may hear lots of or clicks. That's perfectly normal when you're an old git. And on the other arm, of course. Do it here. And you get the picture, and then clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Now, another thing I do like to do as well is, again, the shoulder joint specifically, you know, it's shoulder joint's a ball fitting in so it can move. Obviously, as we discussed, 360 anyway. So the shoulder likes to be free a lot. So sometimes I like to lean against something and just let it swing. Let your arm go dead and just allow the shoulder joint to kind of move. Now, I know how this looks. It looks like you've got some sort of limp arm or you're Quasimodo, but while people may be looking at you in the gym, well, if they do, they don't know shit. But more specifically, you can then turn heads when you're benching big. So that's the first one, general shoulder rotations. You're trying to be more flexible, you're trying to practice the movements, open your shoulders and allow them to be warm, so when you are performing the movements and pressing that is allowing the shoulders to come in and out and rotate and everything, you're nice and warm and ready. Okay, so the second one is going to be an injury prevention one, but also a strengthening one as well for the infraspinatus and specifically the rotator cuff. Now, these are very sensible joints, and when it comes to pressing, it's the most common thing to go, infraspinatus injuries or rotator cuff injuries. Now, specifically if you do have a shoulder injury and you don't know what it is, especially the infraspinatus is the most common one, we do have a video over on the channel, great, that I'll show here and video, and it's with a very official, professional, registered sports therapist. You can watch that for more details, but for here we're going to show you the basic rotator cuff warm-up. So rotator cuff has the function of internal and external. rotation. So you'll see people sort of doing this a lot in the gym, or like that. And this is, you'll feel it specifically right in there. It's the most common thing to go when pressing, so make sure that this specifically is warmed up and strengthened before you do any pressing. I can't drill that home enough. This needs to be of utmost focus. Okay, so this can be done with a light weight. This isn't some sort of PB exercise. This is, you don't want to mess your shoulder up before you've even started. Now, some guys you'll see, they may, when they do this, they may hold their elbow up in the air like this and do that. Now, that's okay. I can feel my rotator cuff being worked there. However, when you learn your elbow to float, the deltoids are doing a lot of the work. So what I prefer is to lean my elbow somewhere. It can be anywhere you find in the gym. So I want to lean my elbow here somewhere. And then all I'm doing is in a nice slight, about 10 to 12 reps each side. Now that's with a dumbbell. If you're not really feeling much engagement and you are a little bit stronger, we'll see. But again, something still light. And that's what we're looking to do. I just near fell, what a tit. So, say about 10 to 12 on that one. I'm not come down too far. You can also do this land on the floor as well, with the elbows into the ground, which I quite like. And then of course, you're gonna take it with the other side as well. But again, I would go about 10 to 12, nice and slow. Each arm to the point where you can kind of feel that you're warmed up and lubed up and ready for action. And that's number 2. Now the last one here can be done multiple ways. I'm going to use a band for this. Now you can use dumbbells, you can use a cable machine. There's many different ways, but the idea of the third one here is we're going to work the rear delts. Now, why the rear delts? Rear delts during a bench press is going to stabilize you when you come down here. A lot of it when you press, a lot of what goes in the front deltoid specifically. Rear delts get hardly nothing. So when you come in here though, they do stabilize here, which will actually aid you in A, not having an imbalance, creating some sort of imbalance, which then can lead to shoulder injuries. And 2, will actually allow you to generate a lot more power if you're stabilized. And doing light rear delt work before bench press can increase your performance in a bench press. So now when we do this, it's going to be very lightweight. It's not going to be, we're not again looking to overload these exercises. We're not coming in going, fuck, I need to do some sort of failure rear delt side. This is quite light, and specifically what we're going to use a band. So with the band's easy. I can just pick it up from my bag and go. So put it in front of myself and just again like that. Fix the rear delts. Hands just about eye height or a bit higher. I'm squeezing in about 10, 12 reps, and then again we can go underhand. It's slightly lower for rear delts and come in. Again, you can do this with a cable machine as well. You can put the cable machine quite high up, do light face pulls. You can get the cables up high and do crossovers. So many different ways you can do this. And that's what it looks like from the side. While I'm here as well, I do like to put the band in front of me and again, really take my shoulders for a 360 movement. And like that. Again, we're about 20 reps here of that. So, in conclusion, the routine you want to be looking at as soon as you hit the gym here, you want to perform these more or less one after the other. So first of all, we're going to start with the shoulder rotations as shown. 20 or so each arm, clockwise and anti-clockwise. The second thing you want to be doing is you're going to be wanting to warm up the rotator cuff and the infraspinatus muscle. Again, perform these with quite a light dumbbell movement, nothing too heavy, light for about 10 to 12 reps each side. And lastly, you're going to warm up the rear delts. Again, this is going to be a lightweight, very controlled squeeze. You can take your pick. You can do it with a band, dumbbells, cable, but the idea here is light work. All you're looking to do is be able to warm up that muscle group and drive a bit of blood there. Anyway, please do give this a go before your next press exercise and drop me a comment below if you find any use or help with these. And again, please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. But until next time, I'm Carl from the Yorks Den, hitting a big chunky fat side chest post because I'm very out of weight and unshape at the minute. I'll see you next time.